Hello again. This time I'd like to talk a little bit about the law. The law can be explained fairly easily if one thing is understood, and in particular that is the phrase "under the law." Now, just as in the human law system, if you are under the law, you are under the authority of the law. And that's the way that this is understood correctly and clearly. Being under the law simply means being under the authority of the law. Now, spiritual law applies to everyone. We are all under the law. The law simply is what God says. What God tells us to do is the law. Now, Jesus summarized this, of course, when he said, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. He said that those two commandments summed up the law. In other words, everything added together, every commandment, every law added together equals love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now, we all have to keep the law, just as we all have to keep the speed limit. Now, if we break the speed limit, we come under the authority of the law of man. If we break, just similarly, if we break the law of God, we come under the authority of the law of God. Now, God has a system for enforcing his laws, just like man does. And you'll find that if you stay under the law, you are under judgment. You're being judged. That's what, failing to keep the speed limit means you're under the authority of the law, and you go to jail or you pay a fine. You're under its authority. Now, even law-abiding people have to keep the law, only they're not under the authority of the law. Now, in God's case, in the Bible's case, it would be called being under grace. If you're not under the law, under the authority of the law, you're under the authority of grace. And of course, grace teaches you not to sin, not to break the law. All sin is lawlessness. So grace teaches you not to break the law, and basically the law of love. Grace teaches you not to break the law of love, or grace teaches you to love. You can distill it down into that very simple statement. All I basically want to remind people of is that many of the confusing points, particularly in regards to the law, can be eliminated. A lot of the confusion can be eliminated if you simply understand that being under the law means that the person has broke the law and is under the authority of it. Thank you.